Imagine holding a weapon so powerful that no one dares to touch you, not even your biggest enemies. A weapon that guarantees your survival, shapes global politics, and grants your country untouchable status. This is why nations chase the nuclear dream. But is it really about war, or something far more strategic? Nuclear weapons, the most destructive technology humans have ever created. They're terrifying, controversial, and yet deeply coveted by many countries. But here's the surprising truth. Nuclear weapons aren't just about causing destruction. In fact, their most important use may be that they're never used at all. So why are nations so desperate to get them? Let's uncover the real reason behind the global nuclear race. The first and most obvious reason is deterrence. Nuclear weapons act like a big, flashing sign that says, "Attack me, and I'll end everything." Countries don't build nukes to use them. They build them to prevent anyone from even thinking about a military invasion. Let's take North Korea as an example. Economically weak and diplomatically isolated, yet no country dares to invade it. Why? Because of its nuclear arsenal. The mere possibility that Pyongyang could retaliate with nukes makes any attack far too costly. This concept is called mutually assured destruction, or MAD. If two countries both have nukes, neither wants to be the one to start a conflict, because it guarantees both will lose everything. Global power and status. Nuclear weapons aren't just tools of war, they're symbols of power and prestige. Think about it. The 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, USA, Russia, China, France, and the UK, all have nuclear weapons. Coincidence? Not at all. Owning nuclear weapons tells the world, we're not just any country. We're a global force to be reckoned with. For countries like India and Pakistan, their nuclear status has elevated them on the world stage. Even without massive economies or large alliances, their nuclear capabilities demand global respect. It's a geopolitical badge of honor, a seat at the table of major world powers. Bargaining chip. Nuclear weapons can also serve as a bargaining chip in international negotiations. Some countries build or threaten to build nukes not necessarily to use them, but to gain leverage. Iran is a great example. Its nuclear program has kept world powers at the negotiating table for over 2 decades. The threat of Iran developing a bomb, whether true or not, has allowed it to extract economic concessions, sanctions relief, and diplomatic attention. Even North Korea has used its nukes as a tool to win food aid, energy deals, and international engagement. In short, nukes bring leverage, national security, and fear. Let's not forget the basic human instinct, fear. Countries don't pursue nukes out of pure ambition. They often do it out of desperation. History is full of nations who were invaded, bullied, or sanctioned. Nuclear weapons are seen as the ultimate shield. Look at countries like Libya or Iraq. Both abandoned their nuclear ambitions, and both faced military interventions later. This has created a chilling lesson for others. Give up your nukes, and you might not survive. So for many nations, nukes are less about offense and more about survival. Domestic politics. Surprisingly, internal politics also play a role. Leaders often use nuclear programs to build national pride, unite their people, and distract from domestic problems. In some countries, the nuclear program becomes a patriotic symbol, something citizens can rally behind. It gives the impression of strength, independence, and progress, especially in the face of foreign threats. For authoritarian regimes, a nuclear program can be a powerful political tool, boost nationalism, silence critics, and legitimize the leadership. Scientific and technological ambition. There's also a scientific and technological aspect. Developing nuclear weapons requires mastering physics, engineering, and high-level tech. It's a way for a country to show it's capable of cutting-edge innovation. This motivates nations to invest in research, grow their defense sectors, and build sophisticated infrastructure. Even without testing a bomb, having the know-how boosts national confidence and future capabilities. In some cases, the nuclear race is not just military, it's also technological. Why don't all countries want nukes? But then, why don't all countries pursue nuclear weapons? Well, the answer lies in cost, risk, and pressure. Nukes are incredibly expensive to build, maintain, and secure. Plus, international treaties like the Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, and pressure from powerful nations make it very difficult. Countries like Germany, Japan, and South Korea rely on alliances, especially with the US, for nuclear protection. They don't need their own nukes because they're already under a protective umbrella. Also, having nukes can make you a global target. It can isolate a country, trigger sanctions, and damage trade. So what's the real reason countries want nuclear weapons? It's not just about power, or fear, or politics. It's about survival, respect, and influence. Nuclear weapons are as much about psychology as they are about physics. They change how a country is perceived, how it's treated, and how it can shape its future. In the end, it's not about using them. It's about having them just in case.